Hey DZ team, welcome back to another video. I know the setting's a little bit different, but today we're going to be talking about a couple tips to think about when you're a concealed carrier and you're carrying in your vehicle. Some things that you might not have thought about, so stick with the video. Wait till the end because we have a sponsor for this video. They're not paying me to say this, but we're affiliated with them and we're partnering with this business, so stay tuned and watch at the end of the video. So without further ado, let's get on with some tips when you're concealed carrying in your vehicle. Alright everyone, so first things first, it's going to be kind of hard to show you. I'm going to have to do some multiple camera angles here, be a little professional for you. So first things first, when most people carry, whether you're carrying appendix, 3 o'clock, 6 o'clock, whatever the case may be, or if you're lefty on the opposite, right, on the 10 or 11 o'clock, whatever you're carrying on your belt line, right, the first thing I like to do, especially when you're in a vehicle, you're preparing to leave, is to uncover your firearm, if you will, and tuck it into the back of your holster. Now let me show you right now how that kind of looks right here. So my shirt is tucked in behind here, exposing the magazine. There's a training gun and my holster. That way, if I was ever to need to use it, what would happen was essentially I would not have to worry about garment when I already have to worry about, one, being in close proximity to my steering wheel, and two, having to worry about, you know, catching on something and then manipulating my clothing to get it out of the way, and then my seatbelt, right? So let's see if I have my seatbelt on, how we would draw. So first tip is to tuck your shirt behind your firearm. That's the first one. At least that's what I do, right? Now, if police come, right, that's why we want to keep our hands on the steering wheel and not move them. Obviously, when the officer comes, he'll be able to see it, and then kind of direct you from there. So don't do anything for a police officer to stop you anyways, but if it does happen, that's what you would do. So shirt's tucked in behind the firearm. How would we draw from here, being in close proximity to our steering wheel? So first things first, right? If we wanted to draw, we need to defeat the seatbelt. So would we just, if you look at mine right now, look at where this belt is, right? You're like, that's a problem. How are you going to get it out of there? You know, being like right underneath the seatbelt. Problem averted. I know it's not super crazy, super whatever. That's problem averted, all right? That's what we're gonna do. So you tuck it behind there, and I can still access my extra magazine, access my firearm without having to do anything super crazy. Make sure your seat is adjusted properly to where you would be able to manipulate your firearm. If you're super choked up on your steering wheel, you're not gonna be able to move that gun around. So first tip, remember, t-shirt behind, or whatever garment behind, tucked behind your firearm, so when you come out and draw, you can just draw. If there's a seatbelt involved, tuck that behind the gun, just kind of get it out of the way ahead of time, kind of preparing yourself for if you were to have to use it. You want to deal with less stuff than more stuff in that situation. So, right, now next, steering wheel. How are we going to get rid of the steering wheel problem of it being so close, because it could cause that incidents, especially if you drag across, right? So one thing that we can do here is when we draw, and I'll show you from a different angle as well, but when you draw, we want to come over the steering wheel to be able to shoot out of our window, or if the target's in front, right, we just come straight out on top of the steering wheel. And now if you when I show you this extra angle, you'll see that the steering wheel could provide you some extra support depending on where your target is located. And then same thing if we're going on the right side, on the passenger side, you won't have to deal with the steering wheel. So the one thing to kind of keep in mind as a warning note here, typically no matter where you go or where you're drawing from, you're going to be breaking one of the universal firearm safety rules, and that is flagging. So you're going to draw up, right? And if you're drawing over or underneath or straight across, you're going to be essentially flagging at some point, whether it be coming out of the holster and then immediately flagging your legs, or when you sweep over, right, over top, you might be flagging something somewhere. So keep that in mind, that your other two, as in keeping your finger off the trigger until ready to fire, and keeping the gun unloaded until ready to use, can't really do that in a concealed carry situation, right? So do your best to not flag anything to reduce the flagging time, if you will. And so when you come out, right, fingers off the trigger, I see a target, I press out, and I take my shots, right? So let me show you the other angle of defeating steering wheel. All right, guys, so I still got my seatbelt on, and now I had to move my seat up a little bit closer to kind of explain it. I had to pull it back for the video, but nonetheless, right, let's do two different ways of drawing. One's gonna go straight across, the other one's gonna go straight up top, the other one's gonna go straight below, okay? So here's the first draw. I'm not gonna go super fast. We draw up, everything's cleared, and now we wanna draw across, right? Now that looks fine, right? But in a panic, when you're going really fast, you might hit it and hit the steering wheel and then try to present or do whatever, and that could cause issues. You could go over the top, or you go here and then you come over the top, so sweeps over, like if you were kind of outlining the steering wheel, and then present to your target if it was on your driver's side. And then let's go under, so you go here underneath, and then you can present and shoot, right? Now with the underneath, flagging your legs. On the middle, you could hit steering wheel. Up top, it takes a little bit more time, but you can kind of clear it without having to flag for the most part. You come here, straight up, the barrel line comes straight between my legs, and then I go over, and then I can present. And then you have to think about if the target's in front, right? Same thing. Here, do you want to go straight out, punch, straight out to the side, or whatever the case, depending on where your target's located, right? Straight is a little bit easier than moving left. Your passenger side is still relatively easy. The only hard part here is that you need to worry about if somebody's in your passenger side. Hey, get down, whatever, and if you do one of these, right, sweeping the arm and then coming out. A lot of different factors to think about here when you're trying to conceal carry in a vehicle, shoot out of your vehicle, and then how your body's going to be positioned, if you're going to brace with your legs, in what way. So let's talk about this draw stuff. So left side, right, what I recommend is if you can, draw close and minimal and real quick, because why not? We don't need to do all this extra stuff to go left. To go straight, you can brace right here on the steering wheel, and to go right, come here and kind of tilt your body and orient your body, and sitting almost at a 45-degree angle this way, and then present out that way and engage targets, or one-handed and engage targets that way. So just a couple things to think about that I'm kind of giving you your wheels to spin, not the end-all be-all, but some things to try, right? So if you're going left to right, you could hit the steering wheel and go underneath. You are risking flagging your legs, but that is on you to be able to train and do all that good stuff there. And if you're going straight, you can use the steering wheel to be able to shoot. Now, if your target is lower than you would expect, you might need to find a way to get an angle, right? Angles game, and not shoot your hood, or whatever the case may be. Whenever you are coming off of your seat belt or trying to take it off, right, everything's tucked in and pretty well done. So one thing to do, or if you need to get out of your vehicle fast, take your left hand. I'll move you over this side. Okay, so now that you can kind of see my torso area, we're gonna get our left hand, and if we needed to get out of our vehicle and deploy our gun really fast, how do we do that? Do we want to deploy gun first, or do we want to get seatbelt off because we need to get out of there? Depends on you. You can get your gun out first, start engaging. How do we get out of seatbelt without it attacking my extra holster, or my extra magazine, sorry, or attacking my gun if it's holstered? Because if I take it off right now and try to get out, it's catching my gun. Or if I get out, it's still wrapped around my arm, right? It's still in that hole. So what I recommend you guys play with and try is taking your left hand or your opposite hand and swimming it underneath, hitting the button, and then it comes out, and guess what comes out with it? You do. Now I'm completely free, and there's no tanglement going on whatsoever in shape or form, and then I can deploy my gun, reloads, and do all that good stuff, right? Just some things to think about there. So I know this video was kind of quick and kind of just starting to get the wheels spinning, some ideas thrown out there without some 100%. This is kind of how you do things. And I wanted to do that for a couple of reasons. One, I don't want to be the end all be all. This is, you have to do it my way and not my way, or my way only. I want to get your wheels to start spinning so you can kind of think of what ways can I improve that, right? What ways can I improve me doing it if I was in X, Y, and Z situation. And then on top of that, I wanted to give the opportunity for people that are here in our general location to come take a class, because we will teach you how to do this from a vehicle, to how to conceal carry properly, some tactics and things to think about when you're actually concealed carrying throughout the day. So use this as a video to kind of get the wheels to start spinning, to kind of start getting that protector mindset, right, of things that I think about as an instructor, things that you should think about as a protector and somebody who conceal carries and wanting to protect themselves, right? Because everybody wants to shoot on a flat range and do all that fun stuff there, or even shoot and move, but no one ever really draws from their vehicle, right? You don't see a lot of people, instructors, teachers, or whatever, doing the vehicle stuff. Because even if you can't shoot it at the range, right, I'm using a training gun. You can still do it. I'm in the driveway of my home right now. I'm practicing with the windows down. People are walking behind me and all this stuff, running or whatever, and it's all in a safe environment, right? So some things to think about, play with it, go home. If you're at home right now watching this from your phone or your desktop or whatever, go outside and get a training gun. If you don't have a training gun, we have a 10% off CERT pistols. It's not this pistol, but I have a video on it. It's a laser pistol basically. Now, lastly, I want to thank Armageddon Training, because they are offering an online program, and we've partnered with them to allow you guys to get online training. They have tactical med, they have how to shoot a pistol, they have like marksmanship basics, stuff like that. They've also partnered with Mantis. They just have a bunch of good stuff there for you. They have a membership program. Go check out the link down below. And without me continuing to ramble on about what it encompasses, let me bring on Frank McGaha to tell you about it, because he can explain it a lot better than me.
Hi and welcome. My name is Frank McGaha. I'm the founder of Armageddon Training. I want to take a quick minute here to tell you exactly what our flagship product is, and that's Armageddon Shield Academy membership. I'm extremely happy that we're able to roll this out for the sheer fact that we want to bring personal and public safety training to everyone, not just law enforcement, not just civilians, but everyone out there all across the world. And this product right here knocks it out of the park. And a little bit about it, it winds up covering a full range of personal and public safety training, all the way from emergency medical to legality and firearms specifically as well. We go through everything from a basic plan, a practical plan, and even an advanced and tactical plan if you want to kind of dive into that as well. We wanted to cover everything. You'll have a private community in there where you can discuss with instructors and other members anything that you want, as long as you keep it professional, of course. And you can have full range of never-ending training and new training that comes out every month. Depending on what plan you get, the basic or the pro plan, you can even get a full range of monthly webinars with instructors like myself or other instructors that are our guest instructing that month. And lastly, if you are a pro member, you'll get full access to in-person training, where we invite you out for 3 days every year, and we go over everything we went over that year. And it's one of those things where you just come out, bring yourself, come get all the training you can in person, compete with your local members, and it's exclusive just to you pro members. As always, I hope you stay safe, and I'll see you in there.